Angel says, salute with all due respect. Is not the Grand Sheik being subjected to the same statutes and codes,
absolutely,
codes as the whole of U.S. Aborigines by the foreign de facto corporate body politics?
Absolutely. And I've been fighting for 40 years. Some wins, some losses, but I ain't a punk and I ain't giving up.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that. Let me see. Section. Someone says to read White's concise trustee handbook and learn how to live under your own written law of trust. Actually, that's on the flash drive. Yeah, we got it on the drive now. Actually, let me see. What's it? Yakub Bey says, how can we establish a militia in every territory to start? Where did we go? I think he said to enforce. Kind of slipped away that quick.
I can't hear you.
I'm trying to find where he went. Let me see. Oh, how can we establish a militia in every territory to start, I guess, to enforce the treaty and consular jurisdiction?
The interesting thing that I say in response to that today and now is the war, the Inquisition operations that are operative today are more what you may call ethereal or spiritual than they are in that plane of thinking. Not that is not a necessity.
Type stuff.
It is that the energy, the heavenly energy, that may be involved, but that is more minor now. It is more that you armor yourself in the spiritual realm and in the ethereal knowledge right now, because those things will be rendered somewhat obsolete anyway. That is not a pacification answer, that is a factual answer. And it is more like the beast has mastered the area of imposed human suffering. They have mastered that. You will not acquire from the beast a weapon against himself. However, you have a weapon that is far beyond their capacity to beat. That weapon is called truth. Also, you have another weapon that you have not been using that is more powerful than all of them, and that is your intuitive mind that you have been by design encouraged to suppress and have lacked a knowledge of how powerful it actually is. Look in those areas and find your armor. That's my answer.
Oh.
Don't think that you're without weapons that are needed, because that's not the case. However, the battle is on a level that in some ways you might call can't be expressed in words altogether. But you will be aware of them as you start using your intuitive mind. And that is not a placated answer. That's a factual answer.
The study drive. So I want people to know we have a lot of information on the study drive. So let me see.
Now, many who know and have long been aware of the suppressed culture and the science and the history of Al-Marak, the Americas, do and have traditionally taken advantage of and have abused those who do not know the oath-kept secrets of and about the Moorish history of the Western Hemisphere. And if the people who are currently carrying the labels and brands, Negro, black, colored, Indian, West Indian, Puerto Rican, Hispanic, Latin, Latino, etc., ever intend to be liberated or to be free from the alien, Albion abusive rulership in their own lands, they must learn to face truth and whatever and forever shun ignorance. And they must cease to the revered and the highly protected ritual and practice of substituting beliefs for knowledge. And the religiously promised and protected ignorance among the masses has no foundation in divine truth. And the foregoing fact is a matter and a major factor as to why the quote-unquote Christian black codes have been entrenched into the social order, operating so smoothly, going unchallenged and undetected. In this last century and a half of the Almoroccan history of 1865 AD, 1993 AD, that's the time of this writing, 1993, as being a raging financial success for the bureaucratic institution of wardship and slavery in the Union of States. And this has occurred with the naivete, blind faith, and misinformed support of wards and slaves who have been deceived, arrogantly and ignorantly giving eager support and assistance to the Union of States and to the state's de facto institutions. And the time has come for all Asiatics of North America, Almoroc, to seek and to secure their sources of knowledge and of education and erudition from a study of self and a link with other civilized nations outside of the colorable Union of States institutions, overseers, and their agents. The negative and vile conditions and experiences forced upon the Moors under the Union of States jurisdictions have proven that the persons and the peoples and the corporate entities of the Union of States and its peoples as being unethical, de facto, highly uncivilized, and the state citizens and representative bodies' politics are thoroughly corrupt and unworthy of governing or having any sovereign power or authority over anything or anyone outside of their own nations of origins and their de facto and projected affairs. Know you the truth, and the truth will set you free. Freedom and liberty is everybody's job. That I close my statements on the Christian black codes.
Let's see. Are there any more questions or comments? There's a Tarik says, are you familiar with the sister out of Georgia, Chief Johnny, dealing with the land patents? I guess
land patents were created.
Are you familiar with this? They're asking.
I've heard, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But land patents were created actually with the U.S. corporations, with them stealing our land. The land patents are, by technicality and reality, not for the Aboriginal people. We have Aboriginal title that supersede any land patents or anything else that they've created for the transfer of our estates. However, I do comprehend many people have been using all kinds of methods, and I don't reject them or try to make a reclaim of our lost estate. However, keep in mind that the jurisdiction of the United States Corporation does not supersede your Aboriginal claim of title.
Here's this must be someone new to the channel. Amon Ra Dimud. Is this no? I don't know whether they said me no as well as should be knowledge. Only for Muslim. I see a lot of Islams. So what they're saying.
Well, of course.
No,
but
it's obviously somebody that doesn't know that Islam means I self-law and master.
This is universal.
And they must be new to the saying.
These principles are universal for humanity. However, much of this information is targeted directly to the ancient Canaanite descendants and Moabite descendants at North America, because this is the landmark or the land area or the jurisdictional geographical territory from which the codes for the papacy of Rome is perpetrated upon the rest of the world through the U.S. Corporation, India Company, Virginia Company armies that belong to the Popes of Rome. To that degree, it is focused on the Moors of North America. However, the principles are for the whole world.
My assumption is this is someone who doesn't know about their Moorish nationality and birthright.
Well, they got to know a little bit of the history.
Right.
And this is again why, we'll go over some, just like, for instance, the black codes, right? If somebody's looking at black codes and they're looking at municipal codes, rules, regulations, zoning, policing policies, and then they read the black codes, they can see it. The linguistics is 1700s, if you get the point. However, it's very clear. So a lot of times people think the things that are happening today have what you call contemporary origin in the nature of someone having an attitude, when actually these people belong to secret societies, and they're actually going, this is one of their manuals of operation. So when the chessboard, you don't come to a chess game with playing checkers, because you lose. But if you have a cognizance of what is being used against you, you have a knowledge of how to counter them.
Please let them know what Islam stands for when you're seeing it in the chat.
I, self-law, and master.
That's what Islam
It's another degree.
Stands for.
It's not just a creed from the concept that most people have. And you'll learn that in time coming on the official House of Reawakening Minds. So we're clearing up a lot of concepts. And I comprehend how people can be bent by that, because we keep in mind the training for most of our people is into what they call creed belief systems or social solace systems. So as soon as they hear shalom, assalamu alaikum, they're assuming that people are in what you call ritual, structured, fenced in belief systems, and know this for sure. That's not for all of us.
In issue 69, Fatah asks, what is a treasury bond?
A treasury bond were created in mostly at North America, 1861, late 1861, 1862, on the backs of Aboriginal people, i.e. Moors, by the hybrid Germanic tribes, Europeans, to fund their India and Virginia Company, which they converted into the corporate entity that you know as the United States, to fund their operations. Those were treasury bonds created on our backs about 150 years or more ago, that the Pope mentioned when he made that letter to Obama. That's what those bonds are. That's the bondage, not a chain. And then, of course, all the marriage certificates and birth certificates following, and all the driver's license and the CDLs and all of those instrumentalities, business licenses, property taxes, all of these frauds were created, and all of those are bonded into treasuries, and they're put on the stock market. So the fraud of the stock market and the treasury bonds look around 1861. 1861, 1862, to fund the United States corporation, human trafficking operations, and the pretext of that private corporation, foreign entity, fakedly being a country, which it was not and is not. And of course, the results and the injury caused upon the human family, and particularly the people of North America, Central America, and South America, needs to be comprehended and understood. The Christian Black Codes is one of the doorways to let you comprehend their thinking and the motivation of their legislation, although their legislation altogether is and are and were de facto.
Here's a couple of more questions. Let me go up there. From Jabal El Tarik. Does someone have to belong to a lodge to wear a fez and tassel? Does a fez make someone a Moor?
The fez is the national headdress of Asiatic Africans, Moabites, and Canaanites from long time immemorial, from times that we can't remember. It is actually
you see it on the walls, on the clock.
Geometric symbolization of the cosmos or the universe. That cosmos or universe is also symbolized by the crescent moon and the star of Venus. So when you see the cosmos symbol or the crescent and the star, people often, based on how they've been taught or mistaught, think it just means Islam. No, it means the cosmos culture of the ancient Canaanite Moabites. It is the culture of the world.
So do they have to belong to a lodge? Is what they're asking?
No, lodge is a contemporary construct of mostly hybrid Europeans coming into the knowledge of ancient Hikkupta and imitating us, and it's called Freemasonry.
And does
the headdress is the national headdress of Moors, superseding any lodge.
Does the fez make one a Moor? He's asking.
Moor is your bloodline. How's the fez going to? How's your clothes? How's your sneakers? How's your Nikes going to make you a Moor? Anything else? This is back to even like you notice that, Dr. Naila, that even in the late years, very often as I travel, I don't even wear my fez so that people don't get distracted. I'm very down to earth, if you get the point, because people keep looking at it from a perspective and not paying attention to what you're telling them. That's the fez is the national headdress of the Moors, universally, and Moors tribes, i.e. Africans.
Here's another question. Let me go back here. I'm not sure about that. Have you heard, still I rise, have you heard about banks rejecting qualified signature by customers signing all rights reserved UCC 13008? I was refused service and told that if I wanted my check cashed, comma, I don't know what, Chase Bank. Well, I guess they're.
Oh, of course. Now, if you comprehend what you're dealing with and who you're dealing with, you would. We're not defending what they're doing, but you already comprehend the answer as to why. Because everything they're doing is fraud, and if they accept that instrument like that, which they could do, and some do, that you automatically have a future suit. Because you already know that the check is a fraud. So is the fiat.
Now, someone told me that they signed theirs in a way that said they signed their signature cards. They went back to the bank, re-signed their signature cards, and added for credit only, I think, or something like that whenever they put the signature, they had to put for credit only. Does that make what
they're doing? They're limiting the jurisdictional use of the signature, because whenever you do business with them, they also lift your signatures and put it on instruments that you had nothing to do with. Because remember, the platform is a fraud, and when you participate with them, they're saying that you're sanctioning the fraud. Therefore, you can't argue rights because it's a fraud. It's sort of like. When people learn that the birth certificate and the marriage certificate are bank bonds, and then they talk about authenticating or securing them or becoming holder in due course of these instrumentalities and seeking a benefit. Because remember, they're fraudulent instruments that were created under fraud. They maintain fraud. So if you're trying to take a fraudulent instrument and bring it into a de jure venue, that creates a liability for them. Do you really expect their cooperation?
No, of course not.
Now, when they know it's a fraud, and now that you're signing like this, they know that you know it's a fraud,
right.
And they know if they accept it, you just set them up for a future suit.
Okay.
And you have a right to that. However, some of them don't argue it because they know things are falling apart. But some who do argue it, you already know the answer as to why they're not. It's like coming to Happy Clowns and saying, Happy the Clown. Now I'm going to do business with you, Happy the Clown, but I know you're not the president. What do you mean I'm not the president? Happy the Clown, you're really not the president. Don't tell nobody. I mean, that's basically what you're dealing with. You understand? You know he's Happy the Clown. He knows you know that he's Happy the Clown. Now he's going to cooperate with you to say, well, which side of the neck should I put the noose? Does it look good over here or does it look good over there? They're looking at future liabilities. Keep in mind that treason, the wages of sin is death. The wages of treason is death. Almost all of these persons and people who have been operating on all levels of government at North America have committed treason. You think they're going to have documentation that backs that up? Accepting it from you? I'm just something to look at. Not condemning, not defending. Just giving you something to look at. Go ahead.
Last question. It's a person I think they're saying they answered it 5 times. Y'all got to realize these questions scroll fast, and then I can't get back up to them. So if you're putting things in multiple times and I'm not answering it or asking it, they don't see it. But I do see this.
Because it's scrolling as fast as we can move. Remember, you all, for the time that we're talking, we may have hundreds of people that are logged in and are forwarding questions. And you'll see I don't see them, but Dr. Naila does because she's producing the show.
And I can't see them.
They're scrolling down as fast as you can read. You can't even read them because they're scrolling down so fast and they're coming on so fast. We appreciate your participation, but comprehend.
I think the question had
something
to do with real estate. What's real in us? And I'm trying to find this question, but the one part of the question was what is eminent domain? And she said the question is for you. Although I do know eminent domain, having been the housing director,
it implies the sovereign is claiming for the estate the sovereign power of the legitimate state to reclaim an estate or lands, etc., for the purposes of the good of the nation. That is called eminent domain.
When I was a housing director, one of the things that the city had eminent domain over certain land. So you may there may be a tract of land. There was where people lived when they were, for instance, when I-95 came through, they took eminent domain over all of those houses that were in the pathway,
whether they were paid or not,
and they offered you whatever price that they felt was fair, and you had to move.
And if you didn't take it, they took it anyway.
They took it anyway.
Now that's called sovereign power, sovereign authority. However, all operations as such under the India and Virginia Company, disguised as the United States, are frauds, treason, and in fact, criminal acts and violations and crimes against humanity. Keep that in mind.
Here's the question. The real estates, are reeling our estates. How do we crush this? And what is eminent domain? So we
and this is back to, and all of that's what? Christian Black codes. So what's really clear when we're looking at these dynamics and these social issues is see so much work that needs to be done on the part of all Aboriginal people. One of the first things to do is for them to claim the truth of their pedigree and their right of estate, etc., and reversion of the state. And I want to thank you all for sharing this evening with us here at the House of Reawake Your Minds, and trust that we've done some good and that we've inspired some of you to study harder and to be more encouraged to love one another, to be more forgiving, and understand the hells that we have caught and the miseries that we have suffered. Everybody on the planet has pretty much suffered it. So we're not unique. And we're not special. However, it's in our interest to love one another and to try to help others and to want for others what you want for yourselves. And take responsibility for the great things that our forefathers have done and take responsibility for the not so great things that our forefathers have done. Learn to forgive, learn to analyze on facts and truth, learn to not ever displace knowledge with beliefs. They do not belong on the same table. With that, I present to you, I thank all of you who have been supporting the House of Reawakening Minds, etc. over the years. And I would like to, in the future, at least give the appellations of some of the people to acknowledge you.
Especially
we thank you. We know that there's heavy opposition against truth. No matter who it comes from, it's heavy opposition, because the dark priesthood is being dismantled on multiple levels, on all points of law, on the land, in the air, and under the water. That includes them damn tunnels. So please support the House of Reawakening Minds, and you can support via PayPal, via CASHAPP, or checks and money orders, and payable to House of Reawakening Minds, and sent to 602 Vanderbilt Avenue, Wilmington, Delaware Republic, zip exempt 19801. Thank you so much.
802.
And
it's 2.
02?
Yes.
Oh.
We're sorry.
Yeah, 09802.
19802. Someone asked what the flash drive is about for me gifts.
The flash drive are accumulation of a
Reach
lot of information and knowledge.
Down in the drawer.
Here.
Well, no, in the drawer. Bottom. Pull out one of those little.
These are the flash drive. It will come. The flash drive will come in this little beautiful pack, and it has over 700 points of documentation, information, and knowledge that will help people who don't have the option of years of studies of many other scholars, with information that you'll never get in any college, you'll never get in any university, you'll never get in most any of your so-called organized civic groups, you'll not get in any of your organized so-called religious groups, but it serves the purpose of helping people who are sincerely interested in and concerned into helping to uplift fallen humanity, to help expose frauds that have been put upon humanity, to help expose information that has been suppressed or hidden from humanity, and helps those who have not had the option of scholarship to become scholars overnight in kind of a sense, and to aid people in starting to take responsibility for their own lives, and also to discourage the corrupt practice of substituting beliefs in place of knowledge, so that we can start getting things done to actually help humanity evolve and help humanity come out of the doldrums and the din of forced servitude and subjugation, etc. So the flash drive will keep anyone busy over 15 years. And most of it, when you all get it, you'll start doing some research. It'll give you some cross references, and it'll keep you busy. But I guarantee you, you'll be studying for years and years on end. It'll change your concepts extremely quickly.
And it's running across the bottom of the screen right now. You see, to obtain the link to purchase the flash drive, you just need to text the word USB or flash drive. Just USB is fine to 302-345-0500, and you'll get a link, and we will get it out to you. It's a 16 gigabyte drive. It's probably almost full now.
Yeah, this is my update, right? Oh, this is the updated one?
The updated one. Okay. Yeah. So, we thank you so much. As you can see, how to purchase. We will send you a link. Just text USB. You don't have to text a letter. You don't have to say anything, but USB. And the drive will come to you. I think that's it, Gracie.
Anyway, thank you all. for supporting House of Reawakening Minds. Have a grand evening.
Oh, I do want to say that
Yes.
we do have we do have our new advertiser, and we are going to do a contest. We just don't know how we're going to do it, but they're going to be able to get their own. The winner is going to be able to get in their own size that sterling silver. Oops, side. Let me see the side. See the side. Let me see the side of it too. Out the width of it. It's a sterling silver, beautiful sterling silver circle 7 ring. But we have to figure out exactly how we're going to do it, and then you will get one made in the winner will in their size from Naboo, Malik Leon. Now it's Naboo Jewelry. So I've been running the ad, but that's coming up probably we're gonna do this on the 3rd Friday when you come back. How about that? We'll figure out how the contest is going to run. Thank you so very much for tuning in to House of Reawakening Minds, the official House of Reawakening Minds. Thank you so much for your support on Tuesday nights for Office Hours with Dr. G. And thank you so much for those of you who have, without any content being there, gone over to Dr. G is official and have subscribed to my channel. As soon as I get that 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to start going live over there with my metaphysical type and other stuff. We're not taking this channel down. We're just having an additional channel where we're going to put more of our more.
As they all know, it's kind of necessary because as the world is awakening and reawakening, we're being attacked from the dark priesthood and their agents from all angles, from both sides and all sides. And therefore, there's another reason why she's setting up another channel, so that as the dark priesthood try to block information,
you have options.
That we will have options. So we don't have to tell you that because you know that it's open now, meaning that the dark priests are more open now. They're not even trying to program. They're not even wasting their time programming. They're just kicking the people's butts left and right. They're not even, how do you say, giving you, how you say, no Novocaine. They're just showing who they really are.
Someone also asked, can they just buy the ring? Of course you can buy the ring. You can buy a ring. As a matter of fact, as we're getting ready to go up, I'm going to let that run right there. You can go to www.naboojewelry.com and you can order your own Circle 7 ring, because only one person is going to own win the ring that we actually are offering. But he has beautiful jewelry. He made me a necklace.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
I gotta find my Dr. G necklace anyway. But he can make anything. So please do check out naboojewelry.com, and his number is there also. But somebody's going to win one, so we appreciate you.
Oh, yeah, it's a beautiful ring.
It is. It is. But that was
very high quality, high detail.
It is. So, anywho, thank you so much as usual for tuning in. My advice to you is to love yourself and love each other. And that's the only way that we're really going to make it.
Yeah, and forgive.
Forgive. I have to keep putting in there